Hey folks, Merry Christmas. So it is Friday night and another survival tip-ish kind of ministry moment. You know, this is the Tennessee state. You know how many high schools and whatnot in this state, kind of their slogan or team name is the Mountaineers? And you know, Tennessee, we're known as the volunteer state because we consistently sent so many volunteers to fight for other people that we were known as the volunteer state. And it's almost like culturally, Tennessee is two different states. I've lived here all my life. If you listen, people that are from like middle Tennessee to West Tennessee, if you ask them where they're from, they'll say likely, I'm from Tennessee. But anybody that lives from like, just this side of Nashville, east of Nashville, all the way to the North Carolina border, if you ask them, where are you from, they will say distinctly, most of the time, East Tennessee. It's a different place than the western part of Tennessee. We're in the mountains. Classically, we were known as rugged, can-do, you're not going to stop us till we're dead kind of people. And I know there is a lot of people that have moved to this state in recent times, and there is now an influx. But again, I used to teach wilderness survival, and I've been a student of the Bible all my life, and I've read the Bible. And in fact, when I taught wilderness survival full time, my business motto was the verse in Proverbs. And I'm sorry, it's like 1 a.m. and I'm going to bed. I'm not going to look up the reference for you right now. But it says, in the New Living Translation, the wise see trouble ahead and goes around it, and the fool's folly is they blunder into it. When I taught wilderness survival, it expanded, and it got over into wilderness living and herbal and medicinal plants. Got into homesteading, off-grid living. And of course, I had prepper groups ask me to teach them survival, precision long-range riflery, combat, marksmanship, etc. And sadly, I identified a group of people and I coined the phrase FTD. The FTD group. The first to die group. There are so many people that if the power goes out long term, if the public water stops flowing long term, and if the grocery stores are empty long term, or if the grocery stores or doors are chained shut, there's a group of people that will certainly be the first to die. And I'm reminded of that, and honestly, it haunts me that we've got classic Tennessee weather now. I was here in the late 70s and the 80s when every year in Knox County, we got 2, 3, 4, 12-inch, 16-inch, 18 inches snows that stayed here. And it got down to 0, 1, or 2, or 3 degrees frequently. And we did fine. But I'm seeing everybody seriously whining and sniveling and cowering to what is actually normal East Tennessee winter weather. So it really concerns me, and it makes me fearful for good people. If we can't handle regionally as a people group normal Tennessee weather, yes, for years we've had uncommonly warm winters, but if we can't handle normal Tennessee winters, when the power is on, for most of us, some of us are without power, when the water is flowing, when there is gas in the tank, when cell phones do work, and when there is food at the grocery store, What are you going to do when there's a significant prolonged inconvenience or worse? A lot of people believe in the rapture, a lot of people don't. What happens if it's time when Revelation says it's time to head for the mountains and pray to God you're not pregnant or nursing children? If we can't handle normal Tennessee winter temperatures. But anyway, kind of as a joke and kind of serious, right there is the front porch light to my house. I'm currently in my old van parked on the street in front of my house. Inside my house is heat and air, lights, electricity, big cozy bed, blankets. And I'm currently in my van parked on the street. This is my homemade Winnebago for Jesus, as I call it. All the seats in the back of this van fold down flush in the floor, and I've built a cot-sized bed in here. And I can travel for cheap, go to conference for cheap, go and help people for cheap. And tonight, so that there's at least one person upholding the time-honored, rugged reputation of a Tennessee mountaineer, I'm sleeping in my van tonight. According to my handheld weather meter, it's currently 5 degrees, and I'm getting in my ultra cozy bed in my van because this is something that anybody ought to be able to handle, and I'm going to sleep. And it's predicted to get really cold tonight, but I, for one, am going to uphold Tennessee rugged tradition. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Night, night. But let me leave you with a thought. Most people walk around thinking if things get hard, I will rise to the occasion. But it has been proven time and time and time again by both military, police, and security personnel that when hard time is actually kicking you in the teeth, human beings default to their training and experience. Do you have any experience? Do you have any training on how to handle a prolonged, difficult, trying situation? Think about your family. Think about your children. Think about the people you love, and think who will look to you. Can you take care of them when the water's not flowing, the electricity's not on, there's no gas in the tank, cell phones don't work, and there's no food at the grocery store? It says in Proverbs, a wise man sees trouble ahead and goes around it. A fool's folly is they blunder around it. Is it not written, be ready in season and out, and not in season? Just food for thought because I love you. Night, night.